Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as per the tradition of the House, 2 weeks will be in order.
Member.
On Speaker, the honorable member is telling us the tradition. So what is the tradition? I don't know. What is the tradition?
Well, are you going by the tradition, Mr. Chairman, you have created, or do you have a tradition that, are you giving us 2 weeks, not as by a tradition or by your own thinking that 2 weeks are going to work?
Mr. Speaker, let's go by 2 weeks. 2 weeks will be sufficient for the committee to give a sufficient response.
Thank you very much. So, member.
Thank you, Speaker. So I don't know, 2 weeks as from today or as from next week? Kindly be specific, please.
I think 2 weeks.
Because you said it's tradition, so I don't know.
No.
2 weeks as from today?
Let us not go there. 2 weeks as just from today, as that is mentioned.
Well guided.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have another statement. Kwenya, Mheshimiwa Kwenya. Mheshimiwa Kwenya is not around, clerk. So we move to the next order.
Order number 8, motion, resumption of debate, interrupted on Tuesday, 15th July 2025.
Mheshimiwa Majority.
Honorable Speaker, Mheshimiwa Dabara has confused me a bit.
Yes.
I was meant to equip a few statements on the statement hour as the leader of this House. And first of all, allow me to say this, that Honorable Speaker, this House a week ago had pronounced himself on the importance of adopting the 4,000 plus Green Army to the PNP employment. I want to report as a leader of government that starting as from tomorrow, the entire 4,000 plus members of the Green Army will be done a suitability test to be confirmed on a PNP. That means we'll have a new payroll in the county government of Nairobi of 4,000 plus new staff employed on permanent and pensionable basis. That is a plus to you as the honorable members, and also give credit where it's due. After this House raised this concern, His Excellency the Governor took it so seriously and constituted the executive cabinet meeting that approved the same, and thereafter the indent was sent to public board on last week on Thursday, meaning our ultimatum on 1st of this August that these members should be employed was adhered to by the members of executive, and we must applaud the governor for that relationship that he has given for these young people. On the same breath, Honorable Speaker, allow me to put a question, because those members who are with me in office, we've seen some of the Green Army coming running. Some of them were omitted from this list advertised yesterday. There is no way you can punish a member for employment it does not have. I believe the board is hearing this, and the entire executive, that all those young men and women who are on the trenches and they are on a payroll to date, they must all be adopted. I am seeing a situation, Honorable Speaker, there are some silent hullabaloos taking place since the board advertised these names. Yes. There is appraisal, there is GWAT. I'm currently the environment officers and the chief officer for environment, who has never appeared before an environment committee. They are busy meeting now at the chambers there, at the to do employment from tomorrow. Let it be known that we want all, unless those who have exited this service, unless those who had misbehaved and they were exterminated from the contract. But anyone who is on a payroll now should be adopted as a PNP employee. Speaker, let also go on record that I'm putting the board on notice because I personally talked to the chair. The processes before the Committee on Labor, the processes he expects to undertake. And he said in simple words, just procedural and suitability test. There was nothing called appraisals. These other games the board is trying to introduce, I can assure them, this house, before they finish the last letter, the entire board will be at home. If the board tries to joke with what the governor has directed and what this assembly has approved, the entire board in entirety, I'm happy nowadays they'll be busy in courts. I have no problem. When this assembly has told you you are not working along, you continue being busy in court. Because I'm told there's another one still in office, pretending the chief officer. The supremacy of the people is vested on this house. This house has said you cannot continue executing the duties of executive. If you want to continue, you continue. Because you're also waiting other procedures to follow. Therefore, let this be a caution to the board. This house did its part. We did a budget. We spoke vehemently, authoritatively what has to be done. We called the board before the Labour Committee. They attested they are going to adopt the entire, in fact, the Honorable Whip, you can remember, the board was saying they are being given 2,500 names, but we insisted as a house, we budgeted for 4,500 staffs. And that's what the governor has done. The governor has played this role, and we thank him for that. The executive, through the chief officer and the CEC, have done their job. We thank them for that. The ball remains to the board, and this must go to the board. Please, do not try games on this. It will send you home so early, and I'll be very comfortable dealing with you and in court. Honorable Speaker, second to that, after we've done that, there's another aspect we must champion as a house, the issue of bursaries. I understand that this county of ours, during the NMS, the Minority Whip, you can attest, you are here, we did what's called a memorandum between the national government and the county government to enshrine NMS into a working relationship with the county government of Nairobi. In this current dispensation, we've gone into an agreement under intergovernmental relations to enter an agreement where we feed primary schools, which are prima facie role of the national government. And illegally, the executive did an agreement that was also adopted by the court that any arm of the government can ask either arm to support on a program. And now we have a formidable, a working dish in a county program, which is a benevolent aspect of the governor towards the primary school children, whereby under the fourth schedule, the role of primary is not our function, but because it was regularized through intergovernmental relations, now we have dish and county institution as a program within the county. I want also to give 14 days notice to the Committee of Education that they call the Minister for Finance, they call the Minister for Education, the Chief Officer for Education, the County Secretary, and all other relevant executives to appear before the committee to commence the process of intergovernmental relation between the transfer of function of bursaries between the county government and national government. By the time we come back from recess, we want what we budgeted for bursaries, not less of that. Why am I saying, Honorable Speaker? There are those kids the governor was putting them on a program, the governor's bursary. These kids now are suffering. There are those kids, some of us in our respective wards, orphans. We could not give them 5,000. We used to give them 20, 30 to continue their education. Now look what the national government has done. Already I've said capitation has left 22,000 to 16,000. Who bridges the gap? Initially capitation was 22,000, but still my honorable members could give 5,000 on bursary or 10,000 to caution a parent on the same which capitation could not cover. Now it's also been reduced by my honorable CS Mbadi to 16,000 from 22,000. Albeit yesterday we withdrew, I believe the president has spoken. Now capitation is going back to 22 or even more. But on the same breath, Honorable Speaker, us in our own small way as an assembly, I want to ask also elected leaders again, please rally behind us on this. And the Committee on Education has 14 days before we come back from recess. Honorable Whip will assist me because you talk with the President every now and then. To intergovernmental relation quickly to engage the county government of Nairobi and to give us the right to give these kids. That's what Nyakango wants. An agreement between the national government and the county government that there is money allocated for the bursaries of our kids in high schools and tertiary colleges and other ECDs. So, Honorable Speaker, I don't think it's too much to ask. On the same, if other counties are doing, I want to ask this question simply. Why is not Nairobi doing it? And if they have no expertise in executive to do this, can they borrow from other counties who are doing this? Maybe they are very busy, Kuokota, as we want our kids to go to school. So, Honorable Speaker, that's my statement for this afternoon. And I still repeat, members of education present, Chairperson, Vice Chair is present. You have taken note that we need you to call the entire executive on the issue of intergovernmental relations on how are we going to get the bursaries as soon as possible. Honorable Speaker, I beg to sit with those few statements.
Thank you very much. I can see the whip is standing. Carry on.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish also to concur with the Majority Leader on the same. However, I've received several cases from my members on the issue he has raised on some of the environment supervisors purporting to be appraising our casuals. And they want to sleep with them, some accuse them of laziness. We say that they needed to be absorbed, all of them. They were on just a mere contract. They cannot purport to appraise them as of now. And therefore, any honorable member that has issues with the support staff not being shortlisted should forward the names to us as the whips by close of business today, so that we make sure that their names are also captured. We also had cases where a few of them were absconding duties due to one or two reasons, and the cases are prolonged for so long without being sorted. We also need to have the executive sort those issues as soon as possible so that we don't leave anyone behind, because the reason they are doing this is to find spaces to have their names or their people replaced. So let's not, leader, I therefore ask if we as a leadership can have a meeting with the environment, the executive, either the director and maybe the chief officer, and also the board chair, so that we can be able to sort this. Let's none of the Green Army be left out in this process. Two, for the bursaries, I think the COG made a headway, because I understand there was an intergovernmental agreement that was being done by the Council of Governors and the national government. We also need to know how far it went and how far we as Nairobi County are. Finally, on the issue of bursary, I think we should go back, majority, to giving this bursary once per year. Let's have the entire allocation. Let's be given forms for the entire allocation. We issue them once. Na tumalizane na. We've seen that giving them thrice or even trying twice, that's a bullet we'll be shooting on our legs. Because one, it takes time to be released. Processing the checks. So far, we've lost like 2 financial years of bursaries. Therefore, we cannot afford to lose more. We cannot afford to lose more. Because even if we get the checks that we issued, is it 1 year plus? We find that almost 2 years, Form 4s have already left. Form 3, some are already sitting for their national exams this week. Therefore, let's not play about with this. Let's just have a way of issuing these bursary forms once, so that we clear with that one. 300, is it 300 million? The total? Yeah, around 300 million. That's not too much to ask for in a quarter. Let's say 1 quarter will be sorted with that one. Finally, on the issue, Majority Leader had concerns with the empowerment. In my absentia, apologies, Majority Leader. That day I couldn't be here because I was still held in State House, Majority Leader. And as the broker of State House in this house, I can confidently confirm to you that the empowerment program is taking shape well. We have noted all the groups across 85 wards and across, also not limited to the members, nominated members that gave us their groups. And this function, I can confidently confirm as a State House representative that it shall take place on 9th August. We are actually on process of purchasing whatever your youth groups ask for. We've already paid deposits for the car wash machines. We've paid deposit for the tents and chairs that you asked for. And for those that asked for tents and chairs, we shall be giving you the 100-seater plus 100 seats for the tents and chairs. For those that requested for car wash machines, we are giving you a 5,000-liter tank with 2 high-pressure machines for the same. For those that requested for public address, we are giving you a whole complete set, from speakers to microphone to amplifiers. We are not giving you anything substandard. The minimum cost of the items is not, it's around not anything less than 100,000, because we had a budget of a markup of 150,000 per group, and we have 1,150 groups across Nairobi County. And therefore, Honorable Speaker and Majority Leader, on that material day, we shall be empowering 10 or almost 11,000 to 12,000 Nairobians that day. And for them, we shall also be sorting your logistics on how you shall get those 2 equipments from State House to your respective areas. You shall also give us 10 names for 10 groups for purposes of security clearance. And all those 10 people shall be given 2,000 for logistics yao ya fare wakienda, na tutawapea chakula huko pia. So we are planning something very, very big. We are planning something very big. So anyone that had misinformation or didn't know how this program is going, the program is going well. And I think I deserve a pat at the back because I was able to negotiate. The highest slots to members of county assembly. Because out of the 10, the MCA gets 4 groups per ward. The MPs get 3 groups. The governor gets 2 groups. And the women rep gets 1 group. Were it not for me in that committee, we would have been shortchanged by the members of parliament. Because the empowerment program being done across the other counties does not involve MCAs. It does not. And this program did not have an official way of handling it or coming up with. Since it's a program I requested the president while we were attending a church service at Mheshimiwa Mbatia's Uhuru Estate. And thanks to him, he accepted. And therefore, any worries that might have sufficed along the way, kindly shelve them. Wait for that material day and I shall be vindicted. And as I wind up, it is on a sad note that I convey the message on the demise of the father of our minority leader, the Honorable Bishop Kiragu. He lost his dad on Sunday morning, and the burial arrangements have already begun. There are meetings at their home in Waithaka, starting from yesterday, and afternoon there is a church service that is going on, but the committee sits down every day from 6 p.m., same place in Waithaka. And kindly find time to go or pass by and condole with the family. We are also doing the contributions and channeling them to my deputy, the Honorable Joyce Kamau. So with those few remarks, and Petit here, leader Petit here is telling me to confirm to you that indeed the HE that is saved in my phone is not Fazul. Just like last regime, I understand that we faced that issue with people saving saving other characters as the president to sell us fear. I can confirm to you that indeed the HE is my friend, and you are also a witness. And thank you.
No, it's okay, it's okay. Let that pass, let that pass, let that pass, let that pass. Majority, let us move on. I pray we move on.
Ordinarily, I don't cherry pick what I say, because I know what I'm saying. Whip, in your absence, these were fundamental issues I've raised. Even as you've spoken, I'm still raising them. You've given figures in terms of millions, so contradictory. There are 85 wards, each ward has 10, divided among the MP 3, governor 2, women rep 1, MCA 4, that is 10. In this 10, when you say about an average of 100,000, that's about 850 million. It's a 200 million project. It's allowed. But the issue you are saying from the onset, we are not against what you are doing with the state house brokers, as you say. What we are saying, as this side of the aisle, as the Mio, we have a leadership. And this one I'll stand firm. That before such takes place, the leadership of this side must know at what extent is this given. There's a possibility we arrive to State House, all motorbikes are going to Umoja 2. There's a possibility. I'm not saying it's possible. There's a possibility. So that's what I'm saying. It's prudent, and I'm happy my whip was added in that group chaired by Oluoch. Oluoch is a talkative there. So what we are saying on this side, we want to be abreast what is exactly happening. We cannot go like wholesalers. This is a party you are leading. That you have also powers be, can ask us questions. And in history of this parliament, always the majority side has a say, while the minority side has their way. So therefore, I still repeat, until then, you, the broker of State House, sits the leadership of this end to demystify the facts and the question we are asking about empowerment program. I, Peter Imwato, will not communicate to my people about the empowering project. State House has my whip. Whether State House controller, I've seen many of them, he has my whip's phone. Let him call my whip and tell, on behalf of Azimio Party, we have here Roro on behalf of UDA Party. This is what we are going to present before the president on this day. And I said, Roro, before, in your absence, is unfortunately, Nairobi president has been taken over by brokers like you, maybe, but you're not one of them. I know what I was talking to. MPs have become brokers for the president in this city. Yes. And thank God you are there. You did not go for yourself, you went also for others. But MPs have no heart for the members of the county assembly. Yes. And I said, nowadays there are MPs who sit every morning waiting for Sunday for the president to appear in Nairobi to follow the president until night in State House to receive 100,000. Is their project? Ni masangwanya. Na ni MPs. Others there will follow, doesn't allow you to follow another man. But they follow. So what I'm saying respectively, members, I'm so happy when an award receives something from the presidency. But also as a party, please, Roro, tell those concerned, we have a concern, must be addressed with my whip. Not somebody just say, you are the one who told me this list is going to Fazul. And I said Fazul is a youth leader from Sakaja's government. How can Fazul be holding very important information? And also political, let me tell you now politically, where I think. Nairobi is divided into two, the UDA and the Azimio. Today, you are asking us, the Azimio side, to give you 10 most potential groups with full contacts, with members, number ya simu, ID, majina, pale wanaishi. So you develop our political bank on our own strongholds. When we need them, mshachukua mshaenda nayo. One way. So we are also cautious. This 150,000 can come to this ward, one group, but it's going with the political repercussions. So we are also cautious. So Roro, respectively, the next meeting you go, my whip has my blessings to attend that meeting and ask all the tangible questions he needs to ask on behalf of the Azimio Party. When all clarified, I don't do in isolation. I'll pick a call, raise my party system, and tell them now, on 9th of this day, we have empowerment that has involved the 66 members of Azimio. Kindly guide us. And this is what the benefit you are getting from this. That's how our party is led. Najua nyinyi hamuna party kidogo. UDA 3/4 in DCP. Ama bado muko.
Majority, you're out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order. Please, we cannot continue debating this. Let me say, following article, standing order to article 47, I allowed the leaders to speak. The leader of the majority party and the leader of minority party are the same, as the case may be, or their designees may make a statement relating to their responsibility in the county assembly or the activities of our committee. So that's why I allowed that tete to move on. So next, let's move on. Allow. We have heard you. Let me allow. No, it's a clarification. No, allowed.
Thank you, Speaker. I needed to clarify. First, the majority leader needs to withdraw that the UDA headquarters are at DCP because we are the ruling party, and none of us has committed or changed or pledged allegiance in
Mheshimiwa, I just read out to you.
My clarification is to the majority leader and the majority party is I have been with your leaders. For instance, we had an informal meeting after the Thursday
That's the Thursday tour where we went to, and I was, Stazo was in that meeting. 2, today, I was with my counterpart at State House on the same, and it's just that he will confirm to you, and he will. So I have been in consistent communication.
Thank you.
With your leadership. I'm not doing it in isolation.
Thank you.
Because I'm doing this for the benefit of. You see.
Thank you, Chairman.
As I finish.
Thank you.
We risked losing your groups to those MPs that we are complaining of, because they were waiting for an opportunity where you could not have submitted your names, and they ran away with those slots. Honorable Speaker.
You allowed them.
Therefore, I deserve a very big clap, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Speaker. Clerk.
Order number 8, motion, adoption of committee report, resumption of debate interrupted on Tuesday, 15th July 2025.
Members, I'll go ahead and propose that this Assembly adopt the report of Select Committee on Public Accounts on consideration of the report of Auditor General on the receiver of revenue for County Government of Nairobi for the year ended 30th June 2022, laid on the table of the Assembly on Wednesday, 30th April 2022. This is a resumption of debate interrupted on Tuesday, 13th July 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Members. Majority, remember very well, you're the one who interrupted. Because
having looked at this report, Honorable Speaker, I stand to oppose, because this report is giving a bill of health to the government of the day, that everything was raised by the Auditor General on the issues of revenue, that they have given a clean bill of health, when we know very well the county government of Nairobi is not at par as far as revenue collection is concerned. Honorable Speaker, the issues that we raised with my colleagues then, that this is the same thing happening. That as you raise the communication of the tabling of the reports, the surgeons are now distributing these copies to us. Honorable Speaker, I cannot comprehend whether compare with the previous which were given, whether it's the same report. So, Honorable Speaker, it's also good to give clarity whether this is the same report or it's been doctored on the way. Because what I read is not what is in this report. Honorable Speaker, can I get a clarification whether it's the same report I read the following day or it's a different one?
Vice Chair, Park, can you clarify that?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just want to assure the Honorable Majority that we are resumed the debate that was going on, that was interrupted on 15th of Tuesday, 2025. So, and we gave out, I think clerk distributed the reports, and everyone has, or those ones who didn't have, it was posted on the website of the County of Nairobi. So even if you haven't, you didn't get the copy on that day or today, it's still on the website. They haven't pulled it down. So, Honorable Majority, I think it's the same report. Thank you.
You know, there's a precedent we've set in this House, that every report adopted must be attached with the members of the committee who adopted that report. Yes. Honorable Speaker, on this report, maybe I'm not seeing it. Can you show me, the Honorable Vice Chair, where the members of this committee adopted this report, Honorable Speaker, before these chambers? Before, even herself, where she has adopted this report? Where is her signature?
Vice Chair.
I want to correct them. Honorable Speaker, thank you for acknowledging that maybe in the changes to come I might be, but at the moment I'm a member of PAC committee, and I think the original report that was distributed, or the one that's on the website, has the attachment of all the members and the signature of all members. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The standing order the clerk is showing you that the chair shall sign the report is not the precedent set before this parliament. I know what the clerk is showing you. He's trying to read and say, as the chair can sign on behalf. That's not a precedent set by this house on all the reports that come. All the reports come before this house. We set precedent beyond the standing orders that the members at least 2 quarters should adopt the report. Honorable Speaker, you don't need to read that order. The clerk is showing, I know what it says. So this report is not accompanied by the members of PAC who adopted it. And the chairman is always, the chair for PAC has never been absent in this house. Yes. When it's presenting those reports that are okay. This report is not right for this county. That's why the chair, even last week, he was not there.
Majority,
the vice chair is not there. The ordinary member.
Allow me to cut you short. I read you the standing order.
Honorable Speaker, I beg this report to be removed before this.
Order, please. Let me read this standing order. The understanding order 196. A select committee shall adopt its report in a meeting attended by a majority of its member. That means if there are minutes showing that the majority of members attended, then the signatures don't have to be there. I'm going by the standing order. I'm going by the standing order. Do we go by the precedence or do we go by standing order? Do we go by the standing order or do we go by a precedence that you have set? Which precedes the other? We have a standing order before us.
Talk and refuse to talk. Allow us to talk.
Okay, continue then.
Honorable Speaker, what we are saying, we are not going to reinvent the wheel. This house has always adopted a precedent that every report presented before this house must be adopted by the members and by the majority of the members before the chair signs it off. Honorable Speaker, the question I'm asking, last week the report before us was having signatures. Today, this week, this report has no signatures. Are we dealing with authentic report? The honorable thing, Speaker, you can do is to call off this report and verify the report for last week versus this report, whether it's a true copy of the record that is before this house.
Does it mean the clerk is...
Let's hear from the whip, his opinion.
Honorable Speaker, thank you so much and your guidance, understanding order number 1972. Which is very clear, and I usually don't want to contradict my majority leader, and but for purpose of law and understanding on number 1, Honorable Speaker, and you have read it carefully, and what protects us, this house, is the standing orders, Honorable Speaker, and anything which is not expressly done in that standing order number 1 gives you a leeway to make a ruling and a judgment over the same. So, Honorable Speaker, I call upon you so that you make a determination over the same. Honorable Speaker. For facts of law, Honorable Speaker, facts of law, and for the standing order which you are using. So, Honorable Speaker, I am humbly requesting you, for purposes of that, protect that standing order. I need your indulgence, understanding order number 1. Thank you.
Can I hear from Mheshimiwa? Mheshimiwa Cyrus?
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Speaker, you've already, my mic is gone.
Mheshimiwa Cyrus.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I just want to inform the House that laws are made, procedures are made to address a particular concern, Honorable Speaker. It is good that our Honorable Whip has given you a purview or a leeway to dispense with this matter. Honorable Speaker, to add weight to the concern of the majority leader is that when that standing order was being passed, Honorable Speaker,
it was not just a meeting of members in a meeting to pass a resolution. For us to have a meaningful interaction with a document, it therefore calls that we need to find out as an assembly that whether the majority at that sitting of that meeting agreed with that document, Honorable Speaker. If a question is raised pertaining to a particular document, then how are we as an assembly able to meaningfully interact, scrutinize a document before us when there is a question raised in terms of whether the committee was in agreement with the import of that report, Honorable Speaker. So it is important that maybe it will also inform the rules and procedures to amend that standing order to address this concern. Because it beats logic that we can have a report whereby we do not know the people who support that report. So in that regard, Honorable Speaker, I beg that you follow the direction of the whip and give direction that we defer this report until the questions raised under it are addressed. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mheshimiwa Oyugi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the concern raised by the Honorable Majority Leader about the standing order, which allows the chairman to sign on behalf of the members. Initially, before the review of the standing orders, it used to be all the members, or at least a majority of the members, actually 3/4 of the members were to sign a report on behalf of the committee. I want to remind majority, allow me majority to use the words with humility. With humility, Majority Leader, allow me to remind you that Rules and Procedures Committee are the committee that are discharged with the review of the standing orders, where you sit. So you reviewed the standing orders recently. Actually, you reviewed the standing orders recently. Before this, I was also consulting with the whip. I also had the similar concerns. But after going through the reviewed standing orders, actually the report is properly before the House. The report is properly before the House. The only thing that I would love to hear from the Majority Leader, because I can see he's in Catch-22. Catch-22, because he also leads the Loans Committee. Which particular clauses, which particular area he has a problem with? Instead of dismissing the entire report, he needs also to be clear, because you cannot just dismiss the entire report. There must be specific areas that he has concerns. So, Mr.
Thank you very much. Thank you much.
Yes.
Thank you much. I'll respond. Okay, let have Mheshimiwa Majiwa please speak.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm completely lost. The standing order that you have read, Honorable Speaker, has clearly stated the English word shall. The committee shall. And Honorable Speaker, adoption is not just an act in futility. There has to be an evidence of adoption. That evidence of adoption has always been demonstrated in this House by way of signatures adopting it. That has formed a precedent, and that standing order has given birth to a precedent which has been demonstrated in this House by way of signatures. Why are we interpreting this English wrongly, and you are allowing the clerk to mislead you?
Thank you very much. I'll make a ruling.
Indulgence. Honorable Speaker, I agree with the Honorable Majiwa that precedent that set, we cannot just erase. Honorable Speaker, to add to it, even if you don't have signatures, honorable members, where are the minutes of this adoption of this report? In the paper you have, where is it showing these members present if the signatures are not there? There's only one road for the Speaker to determine, is this authentic document before this House the one on the website or the one was served to us last Thursday? Honorable Speaker, it's upon you to judge. And the history speaker will put you squarely on the rocks how you lead this particular question today, so that next, how do you adopt a report without the minutes, without adoption signatures?
Thank you, Majority Leader. Mheshimiwa Beatrice. Mheshimiwa Yugi, the speaker is on upstanding. So, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, in regards to the matter that you've just spoken on the question of adopting this report, it is clear that the report does not have the minutes that are before us to show us that there are signatures that ought to be, that had been signed. So in the absence of the minutes, I regret that we cannot continue. Yes. We shall postpone this matter up to, and we're going to do this to the rest, to the rest of the Auditor General's reports. Yeah? So I'll request to adjourn the House until tomorrow, Wednesday at 2:30. While at that, I ask the House Business Committee to meet after this sitting. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you very much.